Hey guys, welcome. What up? How you doing? We have in another day, another POB session to do. I kind of want to get some PoE gameplay in at some point, but the priority right now is getting a Lake Stout variant of my Absolution up and running, so I know what I'm going to be doing on day one. I don't know if you guys saw. If you didn't, we got news yesterday night or Monday morning for New Zealand, and it is news that a fellow in this Discord call has been dooming about ever since. Oh shit, more ascendancies.
Don't bait me. Say the names, just say the names, say the names.
Surfcaster, Shadow, Antiquarian, Marauder, and Daughter of a Shabby Ranger.
Daughter of Shabby is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Why are they doing this to me now? I'm literally still angry.
Okay, so the news we got yesterday that Arcane is dooming about is the idol system replacing the Atlas passive tree. Now I have mixed feelings about it. Okay, they actually are. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at now. Given that this is, we're going to go over the FAQ, but it's basically they're replacing the Atlas system, TLDR. And Arcane doesn't like that because RNG being RNG, we might have a shitty experience with the idols, and that's a whole lot to deal with. And there's a whole lot in the air that leaves, you know, what the farming experience will actually be like, that fills him with uncertainty / dread, is my understanding of the way he feels. Am I wrong?
I refuse to comment. I plead the fifth.
We don't have the fifth. This is in the US, my guy.
You are right.
Okay, let's go over this FAQ, then we'll check out the new classes. Let me see if the Minion... Are they talking about it? Oh, they are. Okay, let's see. Given that this is using Settlers League as a base, doing all the town upgrading again is becoming tiring. Can there be new... Yes, we're making early upgrades, in particular cheaper in Settlers. Oh shit. Including this event and the core league to streamline this process. And the core league? Was I coping?
My devs.
Will League of Free shall be parented to the Settlers League to standard or something? Settlers League, when your characters are migrated out of the league, the ascendancy points are respect and you'll be assigned one of the core ascendancy classes. Will the effect of Atlas blocker nodes such as Black Thumb, your maps cannot contain harvest, be available? These are available in form of unique idols.
There's an MTX too?
Atlas nodes close to the tree origin bias hard towards map sustain. Would there be anything similar in Legacy or Frisia, such as high level idols biasing towards map sustain? We've just added implicit modifiers to the idols that grants X% increased chance to drop maps. This should mean even if you find an idol that isn't ideal for your strategy, you can still use it to sustain more maps. My devs.
So it's an implicit.
Yeah. My fucking devs.
You know what? My real fear with PoE is they literally, like, their second iteration would be amazing, but think before you post that now. Think. Because, am I wrong?
Well, because they admitted that they just did it, or what? What's the problem?
My real worry with the league is, like, hey, there will be no QL for this league. If the fact that they're warning you of that is insane, because I can't even cope. That, okay, maybe we'll get a stash tab, right? But like,
we're not getting a stash tab.
Similar, I know, but similar with, like, you know, like the implicit thing. I literally brought this up today when I was talking to Rausham. I was like, no, implicit effect is insane. Like, you should have shown us that. You should have gotten there. You know, but we're here now, so it's all good. I'm not gonna be the guy complaining that we finally made it.
There are concerns that 1 month isn't long enough. Would you consider running this event or some deviation of it again, or perhaps extending the duration? We're completely open to running additional events in the future using these based on your feedback. We're also open to extending the duration to give players more time to experiment and find out the broken builds with the ascendancy classes, and give more opportunity to earn the armor set I mentioned above. There's an... Wait, what? The intention here was to help the time until we can deliver the much desired and deserved expansion, so we can extend events and run more to fill that time until 3.26 is ready. So it depends on that. Is this content being used as a testing ground for future expansions on PoE 2? Not at all. As mentioned, this was a throwaway development idea from the past. We have no current plans to use it for anything outside of being a future private league modifier. Are there any rewards for participating in this event? Yes, we will release a video for an armor set you will be able to earn by achieving level thresholds in this event. Currently, we're aiming for level 80 to attain all 4 pieces of the armor sets. Oh shit. Get to level 80 free MTX. Let's go. Is there a meta system to the idle mechanic? Yes, initially there are locked slots similar to relics from Sanctum. You can unlock these slots by completing the same content that unlocked favored map slots. This will allow you to use the entire inventory and maximize your juice. You initially have access to 20 slots and can eventually unlock 12 to get all 32 slots. So we need to be able to beat the feared. Isn't the feared one of them? Let me see. What are these? There's Elder Guardian, there's Shaper Guardian, Sirius, Venarius, Shaper, Elder, Maven, the feared. And then things I've already done, so I assume I know there's Shaper Guardian, Elder Guardian. I don't know what all the others are. Maybe there's red maps or something. I don't know. There's one that gets unlocked very early. I just don't remember what it is. Maven is one of them. Maven is one of them. Which I beat on this character. Ita and Exile might be one of them as well. So stuff like that is what's going to unlock it. Cool. No, not bad. I would have honestly expected it to be like Atlas progression, but with number of maps you have unlocked being the thing that unlocks, right? So, but this is also not bad. The idle mechanic seems to be the one that is lacking quality quality of life features. Given the feedback, are you considering improving this, or would you consider adding it during the event? Yes, the original intention was to be able to deliver an event quickly to give something new and fresh to play to help fill the time until we can deliver an expansion. Given the popularity and feedback for this event, we've decided to develop these ideas further. So we are currently, literally at the time of writing this, now implementing a loadout-like system for the idols. Hopefully this will be ready in time, but if not, it will be shortly into the event starting. There is hope. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Welcome, welcome. Oh shit, so we are getting quality of life for the idol mechanic.
This is insane.
Is the idol system replacing the Atlas tree? Only during this event. It is an old throwaway idea we didn't think would be good enough to replace the Atlas tree. For this event, we wanted to create an almost alternate reality ray class vibe and thought this would be interesting to experience alongside the alternate ascendancy class ideas also. After the event, we'll be adding the alternate ascendancy classes and alternate endgame bracket idols to the private league list so that people can have leagues with just one or the other at their leisure, which is really cool. I'm still thinking about the fact that they said settlers and core, the core league. Let's see if it actually means it's going core. It actually very easily could mean nothing else.
Dude, you're reading too much into that, bro.
I know. I just wanted. Stubborn on your Chains of Command video on YouTube. How did you like it? What is that accent? Where are you from? Originally from Nigeria, but I'm living in Canada, so it's kind of a mix of Nigerian and Canadian. It's somewhere in the middle. Oh, did you try it? That was a build I really enjoyed playing. Like you just press one flask and you're rolling. It was such a comfy build. Probably explore more Chains of Command at some point. What's the next one? How do idols drop and how often are we expected to find an idol? The idols are in the core drop pool and will start dropping at endgame. They completely scale with juicing, and there is also a static drop chance of 50% for them to drop from the final map boss in maps to alleviate randomness. We are going to be flooded with this shit. It is not intended that you are at the whims of randomness to find these, as they are the gateway to fun. As you get further into the endgame and start applying more juice to your maps, you will find more and more of these, certainly getting many per map. Please give us loot filter support for this. Please. I beg you, GGG. We need loot filter support. How powerful are the idols? What is the expected amount of juicing compared to the Atlas tree? Idols can be found as either magic or rare items. They are unmodifiable, but each modifier is approximately 2 to 3 times the power of a corresponding Atlas tree node. Not all stats are reflective of this, however. For example, if you had a 100% chance to have strong boxes be reopenable, you'd be opening the same strong box all day. So in some cases, the stats are more conservative values, and in other cases, they're higher, like being able to get more ritual rerolls and even reduce the cost of rerolls to be free. It is relatively difficult to describe the power differences between this system and the Atlas tree, but with a fully optimized set of idols, you could easily have more than 3 times the amount of different content, or over 3 times the power of one type of content. I love that. I love that response. I'm telling you, it has potential. It really does have potential. When is the event? We will be announcing this very soon. Keep an eye out on upcoming announcements. And then we get to look over the 3 new ascendancies that have been revealed. The Surfcaster is simply a chill guy. His home is with the sea, for which he attunes to gain control of the cold and lightning elements. An expert fisherman. Fishing ascendancy. An expert fisherman himself. You can reap great rewards for holding a fishing rod if you can find him one. Oh god. Oh lord. They are really playing to the fishing theme. Alright. Alright, let's see what he can do. Let's start from here. Stormy Seas. 100% of lightning damage converted to cold damage. Your cold damage can shock. That is already a very strong node, I'll be very honest with you. Because it goes lightning, cold, fire. So being able to convert your full lightning to cold means you can now scale your lightning damage with, if it's a fist to lightning skill, it can be scaled with physical, lightning, and cold. You can triple dip. Oh, you can use any of those modifiers, and that can get very, very, very spicy, especially when you start doing more fizz, more lightning, and more cold. And then you still have shock, of course. What is this, by the way? It's a shadow. Enemies you kill are shocked. Shocks you inflict spread to other enemies within 1.5 meters. Glacial Wave. Enemies chilled by your hits lessen their damage dealt by half of chill effects. Enemies chilled by your hits have damage taken increased by chill effects. So this is just free bone chill and just insane damage reduction. So you scale chill effect and just profit. Skill elemental ailment effect, and you have big shocks increasing their damage taken, as well as the chill increasing their damage taken. You're going to have insane like increased damage taken on monsters with this ascendancy. Let's just start there. All right, next one that also comes out of, I think, this middle is you changing seasons. All damage taken from hits can chill you. The effect of chill on you is reversed. Holy, you're about to start getting increased action speed, eh?
Basically the ring.
Yeah, all damage taken can chill, and then it reverses you. So like just increase action speed just for free. You take damage, and keep in mind this is like all damage taken, so you can self-inflict damage like Forbidden Right, and that would chill you, and that would increase your action speed. Okay, within the Tempest, enemies you kill. Okay, I've already read this. It's this one I should be reading. Brine Bound. 50% chance to freeze enemies for 1 second when they hit you. Enemies you freeze remain frozen for at least 1 second. This is like, I think it's a notable or something. And then this, the first one, I don't know where it's from, but it's pretty decent. That means every time they hit you, there's a 50% chance that, you know, you just stop taking damage because they're frozen for a second. Pretty decent defensive node, nothing crazy. Ghost of the Deep. You are touched by a tormented illegal fisherman, granting 20% increased damage, 30% increase AS, 30% increase cast speed, 30% increase move speed. Yo, this surfer dude is going to be insanely fast. Imagine the 30% increased move speed with the increased action speed. Am I bugging? Like this is genuinely a very fast ascendancy. Genuinely. Bated Breath. All hits are critical strikes while holding the fishing rods. Holy. All hits are crits. Just 100% crit chance. Just by holding a fishing rod. Now the question is, can you get the fishing rod? Good luck.
Fishing rods are fine. You can get them. There's so many cards. The question is, why the fuck would you have one? So you have to go. You can go spells.
Yes,
you
go
spells.
spell.
You can't really craft them though, can you?
PoE wiki. Let's see.
Because there's div cards that give you normal ones and rare ones and.
Fishing rod. What are you trying to buy? You? Okay. Alright, where were we? Fishing rod. Fishing rods are a rare two-handed melee weapons class. There are no skills or passes pertaining to fishing rods. They can come in all rarities.
Okay, cool.
Like this is a normal fishing rod, and these are two unique fishing rods. I don't know if this one is the only fishing rod base type. I don't know how you would get this. The catch, level 99 fishing rod with incubation effects. I assume you can drop normal, and then you just craft it into something that helps your spell, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, if it has the same things, fishing rod build would be really fun.
The first fishing rod build, Screaming Reels, 50% more cast speed while holding a fishing rod.
Sheesh. All right, so we literally have to put the rod on.
Basically,
spare the rod and spoil the child, I guess.
Basically. Then we have Sea Legs. 30% to cold and lightning res. Critical strike chances increased by overcapped lightning res. Evasion rating is increased by overcapped cold res. So you can go evasion, you can go armor stacker with this. If you go iron reflexes and then just stack cold res, you would get a shit ton of increased evasion and as such a shit ton of increased armor.
Bro, can you imagine Stormy Seas and oh my god, self-chill spark. Self-chill spark, 100% of your lightning damage converted to cold. Your cold damage can shock. Self-chill spark.
And you're increasing the damage taken by the chill effect as well as the shock. Of course, also
and there's
proliferating
crit chance increased by overcap lightning resist and cold resist, and then you use those scepters to give you damage based on your cap. This is insane.
And that's just the first ascendancy. We haven't looked at the other two. Oh holy. Okay, let's see the other two. The next one is Antiquarian, which is a Marauder. Our first Marauder. Exhibits 1, 2, 3. Lion Eyes Bow. Far shots. Kind of weak. Like, as an ascendancy. Okay. Now the one, let's actually start out from the one that gets you there. Lion Eyes Hair. Your hits can't be evaded. But you have 50% reduced dexterity? Is there a reason you would want 50% reduced dexterity? That's kind of whatever. Like you don't have to skill accuracy, so that's good, but like reduced dexterity is one nasty downside, especially if you want to use even like a haste. Okay, next one. Minus 100 physical damage taken from purge attacks. Gain 50% chance to block from equipped shield instead of shield's value. Okay. I don't know if it's worth 50% reduced dexterity, but that's nice. Next one. Goliath's Knuckle. You have no intelligence. God damn it, you're a dumb fuck. Plus 150 to strength. This is the strength stacker, I guess. 1000% increased stun and block recovery as an ascendancy. So this is just immutable force. Except, I guess and then 1% increased duration per 10 strength. What strength stacker skill do you want duration on? I feel like this is actually a way to break the game if you in the right hands. Yeah, you have no intelligence is wild. I don't get it, but I'm sure there's going to be a node here that will make it so all your attribute requirements can be fulfilled with strength. It has to be here, otherwise this ascendancy is troll. So where's the next one here? Gain ward instead of 50% of armor and evasion rating from your equipped body armor. So the belt. Volcanic Fissure strength stacking for max duration. I mean, that's a possibility. Gain ward instead of this from equipped body armor. 100% faster restoration of ward. 100% increased global. This is actually insane, because this one means ward would basically come off cooldown every second. Every freaking second, which you can of course pair with block. Big defenses, big ward. And then you have gain Adren for 10 seconds when ward breaks. Adren grants 100% increased damage. And 100% increased damage and 5 attack speed, cast movement speed, and additional PDR. Oh, Adren has PDR? You know, I always forget it has PDR. Alright, I'm not impressed by this ascendancy. All these negative stats is giving you. Are you only going to use red gems? Like, how do you plan on using a bow and have far shots while having reduced dexterity? Every single bow skill uses dexterity unless it's like, I guess it's projectile attack here, so like Volcanic Fissure can maybe use it. Maybe. I don't know how you deal with this downside and this one. Like, you have no intelligence. Like, god damn. They just remove intelligence. Let's read what it says. The Karuri collector hails from the port of Nakanu. Over the course of his long career, he has traded for historical artifacts, many of which he can employ in combat. Choose from Kalguran relics, Karuri trinkets used by legendary chieftains, or equipment from one of the great Karuri enemies, General Marcus Lioneye. I really don't understand how you made to make it work. The timeless jewel for requirements. Oh yeah, there is that, right? Balbala. I actually forgot about that. PoE wiki. It's Elegant Hubris, and it's Elegant Hubris. It is cast Supreme Ostentation, if I remember correctly. Ignore attribute requirements, gain no inherent bonuses from attributes. So you'd have to do that. You would still get this because it's not an inherent bonus of attributes, but you would lose all the strength you'd be getting from strength stacking, which is a big downside. Like, strength stacking without the life is kind of whatever, but you do have access to ward. You nuke everything 100%. You have to. You gain you do far shots, you go increase duration, I guess. Strength stacking with free 150 strength is kind of nice as well. Gaining big adrenaline. Gain big adrenaline, scale a bunch of ward. Maybe you'd even use that Pastron ward tech. What's up, Hexmaster? How you doing? 3 new ascendancies look sick. Yeah, well, we're going through the 3 that were announced today. We're at the number 2 Antiquarian, trying to figure out this one's biggest strengths. If I had to say which notes you would go like excite me the most about this, it would be, of course, runic tablets. Seems like a free source of adren. Wiltooth Bangle seems like it would have use cases for broken stuff. Like imagine this paired with the settlers. This paired with settlers, no soul gain lockout period, and then paired with, is it lightning strike? That doesn't Val lightning strike have duration? So they just last insanely long. Val lightning strike, it has duration, so you have lightning strike as well, where you skill the duration, and now your Val lightning strike just lasts forever, and you can have infinite of them because you have yo, people are going to crash their instances instantly if they try to do it with this Wiltooth Bangle, because like easily you can get over 2000 strength, and then at that point you're looking at 200% increased duration. Now your lockout period, like I said, because of the runesmithing enchants, you have no lockout period, so you can have as much increased duration as you want. It doesn't matter. Doesn't duration scale, not for the runesmithing enchant. The runesmithing enchant is a multiplier, so by having 100% reduced on that, it essentially means you have base 0, you have no lockout duration. So you can append 5000% increased skill effect duration. It is trying to increase from 0, it would still be 0. So yeah, that would crash instances very frequently, is all I'm going to say. 200% increased duration, yowzers. Not to even mention, imagine how long your defensive abilities will last. Your immortal call, imagine just how long that would be. Like this is the node in this entire ascendancy that's like, yeah, this shit will break some stuff. This right here will break stuff. This will break so many things. This is free block, which is nice. This means you don't have to scale accuracy, which is huge. So you could go this, and then this, or alternatively you could just get this one and then go for ward shenanigans here. I think most people would end up going for ward shenanigans and increase duration. Alright, last ascendancy, Daughter of Oshabi, which is a ranger. The first ranger ascendancy we are seeing so far. We're gonna start from, let's start from here. Illuminating Wisps. +2 to maximum number of sacred wisps. +2 to number of sacred wisps summoned. Isn't this like aren't sacred wisps supposed to be like for spellcaster? Sacred wisps. Not you. I guess we just go to the support. It's for spell attack casters, by the way. When it triggers, those sacred wisps also use, I think, the attacks that you are using. Sacred Wisps have a 25% chance to use the triggering spell when you fire a projectile with that skill. So it's basically a spell that is used when you shoot the attack. Okay. Strength stacking, non-inherent bonus stacking, ward duration stack. Yeah, it's a whole lot of stacking. You can also tattoo up like crazy, by the way, for CDR and stuff. Yes, you're going to have basically have perma uptime on your defensive skills at that rate, like almost perma uptime. Like basically, the only time it goes down is when the enemy is destroyed. That's how long it lasts. Okay, so with this, with this you can have 4 sacred wisps. Right, because this lets you summon 2, and then so this will be 4. So for every single time you cast, there are 4 other entities that can shoot you a spell. I think we can see how crazy, how much of a damage multiplier this could be. Takes the support from 25% damage multi to 50%. Like, it just doubles it, basically. Not counting extra projectiles doing silly things, 100% multi on bosses. There are going to be some very, very interesting combos from this Sacred Wisp support. But then you'd want to scale attack speed so that you can actually attack as much as possible to then trigger this as much as possible. You have a plus 25% chance to use the triggering skill when you fire a projectile with that skill while a rare or unique is in your presence. So it's a 50% when it's a 50% chance when you're at the boss. Wait, so basically 2 sacred wisps at max level should do the same amount of damage as you. So you basically double your damage with 2 sacred wisps. So if you have 4, you're tripling your damage, right? Kind of when they all cast. Now there's a 25% chance when they cast or when you attack that they cast it, right? So this effectively means that it's a 25% more multi, or it's a 25% multi when it triggers. Ignoring chance, yeah, it's like 100% if you ignore chance and 200% if you have 4. Then you take into account chance. There's a 25% chance you get the 100% multi, which is now 25% more multi. And then I assume when it triggers for 1, it triggers for all. Do we know that? Or is it individual wisps? Because if it's trigger for 1, trigger for all, then it's a big multi to have 4. But if it's I mean, technically it's still the same, to be honest. So we're going to use 25%. Either way, using 4 means 200% increased damage or triple damage. Then you multiply that by the 25% chance you have, which would then be 50% more multi, or on bosses 100%, like you said. Just more consistent, they are separate. I agree, it's just more consistent, but it's basically the same from a mathematical damage point of view. It's the same amount of DPS increase. It's a big multiplier. It's a TLDR with this. Okay, now this goes into spell slinging. Skills supported by Spell Slinger have 50% increased cooldown recovery rate. Skills supported by Spell Slinger have 50% reduced mana reservation. Would you use Sacred Wisp support and Spell Slinger? Like, would you actually use both of these? Oh wait, Spell Slinger is a gem. Resist mana business supported spell to cause those spells to trigger when you fire projectiles from a wand. Yeah, you wouldn't use this and Sacred Wisp support. I feel like it'd be either or. Like, you go Sacred Wisps, they do what Spell Slinger does, except without the reservation. So I guess they want you to use Spell Slinger and Sacred Wisp. I guess with this setup, you could have 2 different damage spells, one in like, let's just say helmet, and one in like chest piece or some, or boots or something. And then whenever you throw attacks, you're triggering both of them because your spell slinger is triggering one and your secret wisps are triggering another. Maybe that's what they want. But I don't think, my first instinct when looking at wisps is not to use spell slinging. Defenses from equipped body armor are doubled if it has no socketed gems. Oh, Auto the Magi. Oh, this is coming back. Big early res if you have an equipped helmet with no socketed gems. Max life if it's gloves. And movement speed if boots. So again, this is going to be a leveling thing. But I do see... Wait. I guess we'll see. This is quite insane late game. If you can manage to not put gems in your chest. That's better than Trinity is, and Trinity is already a Giga mainstay if applicable. Yes. Me when this ascendancy has the same move speed as the chill dude one. The thing about the surfer is the surfer's own doesn't require any harsh downside like not having a six sockets in your build. The surfer is just, oh, you take damage, you have big action speed. Oh, this node just gives you movement speed. Have fun. It's like just have fun. You're fast. Roll with it. But it has a downside to get the movement. Exactly. So you literally just do like forbidden rites, you're zooming. 2% increased AD per 450 evasion rating. Rare and unique enemies within this have minimap icons. How much evasion rating can you typically get? I'm guessing same thing like armor. So let's say you can get to it. If you can get to 1,000, that's like 4%. Let's just say 4 point something percent. Increase AD. This means if you get to 45k, that's 200% increase AD. I don't know that this node is worth it. Like, you know, doesn't seem that impactful. But let's ignore it for now. This one is nice. I guess if you take this one, maybe you can consider this if your evasion stacking, but like, I don't think this is strong enough to decide to evasion stack. Same tech as self chill spark that John cooked that one league, but it doesn't use both your rings to work. You just have it. You just select one node and you have it now with that ascendancy. Roots of the Grove. All damage inflicts poison against enemies. They put this into an ascendancy? All damage inflicts poison. You know what I'm thinking about when I see this node? The one thing that comes to mind is my Herald of Agony build. Because with this node, I no longer have to care about poison chance, chance to poison support. That's what comes to mind. I don't care about anything else, but like this one. Trigger level 20 lesser shrine when you kill an enemy. And by the way, this all damage inflicts poison also would affect minions. So like, kind of has a very nice connotation to minions as well. But like, I can't think of a build that would like to use it except maybe Herald of Agony, like I said. But I don't think the rest of the ascendancy pairs well with it. So, you know. But let's see this. Trigger level 20 creates lesser shrine when you kill an enemy. Okay. That seems like a lot of clicking because create lesser shrine is what we had in Affliction. And that just left a whole bunch of lesser shrines that nobody clicked because it was a lot of clicking. Gain a random shrine buff every 10 seconds. Do we know how long? I guess this one would make it so you gained it for as long as a shrine would typically last, and I think that was like 20 seconds. I think. What is a shrine's base duration? Use that one shrine helmet. Yeah, there's the shrine helmet. There's the shrine runesmithing enchant as well. Shrine. Gain a random shrine buff every 10 seconds. I don't know if they will stack, but like maybe you can have this and that one, and then you're getting 2 random shrine buffs every 10 seconds. And then they're lasting 20 seconds. This says 45 seconds. The temporary lesser shrine balls from the Gall and Staff enchantment have a base. Oh, this is a lesser shrine buff. They have a base duration of 10 seconds. Can be extended. Yeah, they can be extended with like self-curse temp chains and stuff like that. And yeah, the Gall would also help. 50% increased duration of shrine effects. So you can maybe play around with them. Maybe this one would stack with that one to give you 2 shrines every 10 seconds, and then maybe. What up, Haley-X? Welcome. Give me the source. What do we do? How many minions can we own? You mean from all the revealed ascendancies? I don't understand what you mean. How many minions can we own? Same as we've always been able to, I guess. Well, I am considering the Val ascendancy for Val Herald of Val Absolution, rather. And then I'm considering the Poison Minion ascendancy for Herald of Agni. I expect at least 509, lol. Overall, there are some really interesting shrines, or not say shrines, ascendancies revealed today. I think the best, without a doubt, is the Surfcaster. Like this ascendancy is just packed. This one is packed, like properly packed. Like it has so much. It has so much going for it. No, it's not for minions, but like it's still an insane ascendancy. I can appreciate that it is insane, even though it's not a minion ascendancy. I mean, if you wanted to go minions on this, you would take Changing Seasons. You would take Brine Bound, most likely. And you'd probably go Sea Legs and overcap your code so you got Evasion. And then you could just go for this for the movement speed. The cast speed helps with like casting curses and whatnot. Maybe, or I mean, you wouldn't go efficient rod no matter what, so. Everything is for minions if you believe in it. Can't wait to bow build abuse that though. Yeah, like just imagine Lightning Arrow. You already have Lightning Arrow, that being Lightning Arrow, then it now becomes Cold Arrow that is shocking. These shocks are proliferating, and you're getting and you're double shocking because the chill effect is also increasing their damage taken, and then they're doing less damage to you because of this. But then you're also increasing your movement speed with this guy. Well, what can you realistically get? 1, 2, 3, and then 4, and then you have move speed, I guess. Or you go for this guy. Or if you go for this and you go for this, you just drop Glacial Wave and you're still chilling. Self chill for sure. I agree. The action speed is insane because it's like it's action speed, right? It's not even like it's not attack speed, it's not move speed, it's action speed. So these two effectively are doing kind of the same. And if you scale ailment effects, your self chill can get up to 30%. And if it's up to 30%, then whoo. Drop the shock proliv. Enemies you kill are shocked. Shocks, yeah, you can drop that. That is actually what to drop. I'm trying to understand. Enemies you kill are shocked. Why do you need enemies you kill to be shocked? Unless it's like so that they create like a shocked ground effect or something, but like now that I'm actually thinking about it, probably some jank shit that requires, I think there's a unique like that. Is it Impulsor? What does Impulsor do again? Shocked enemies you kill explode. Damage if you've done this, increase shock. I feel like there is, let me see, shock. This is actually the way you'd find it. You'd go to shock, you'd go to unique items. Nothing so far. Yeah, I don't know. But you know something that's going to be very interesting? This effectively means you can't go Purity of Elements. And you can't go Storm Shroud. Basically, you can't get ailment immunity. You instead have to address the individual ailments to be immune to them. So, you know, Tempest Shield to get immune to shock. Brine King to get immune to freeze. You can still get shield with Brine King if I remember correctly. You probably do not want to get the Brine King last one, which is reduced effect of chill on you. You don't want that one. That is anti-synergistic, and we say no to that. Ignite, yes, need to get ignites. You need to either reduce the ignite's duration, or you need to just become immune to ignites altogether. And then you can take advantage of it. Choose the one you care about enemies as far as early ailments. I mean, not really. You want to not get frozen, but you don't care as much if you get chilled, because like Brine King stops you from being frozen. You have a 100% chance to avoid being frozen, but it doesn't stop chill. It just stops from being frozen. So like, yeah, that's the one we care about. The freeze. So like, it's fine. Chill gone, freeze gone. No, this doesn't remove chill. This just removes freeze. You have to intentionally not take the last one. The ascendancy removes chill is my point. The ascendancy removes chill, not frozen. Yes. Because it's not a downside, you want to be chilled, which means you're avoiding anything that reduces the effect of chill. Because it's the effect of chill that is going to speed you up. So you want, if anything, you want the increased effect of ailments applied to you, but then you want to be immune to everything else. So you want to be immune to freeze through branking, you want to be immune to shock through whatever else, you maybe storm charger boots or something, I don't know. Then you want to be immune to ignites, and then you just want the chill. Wait a sec. Wait, Arcane, do you know how Forbidden Right interacts with Sanctum? I mean, to be fair, you can also just go, if you really want movement speed, you can still go this guy that doesn't involve getting self hits. Do as any proper mapper does and ignore ailment immunity. This is the way. Overall, really, this is a W post. I really like the post. I played self chill in Sanctum in Forbidden Right and it doesn't hit honor. All right. I mean, I can also just check Sanctum, but I'm pretty sure it shouldn't hit Sanctum. It shouldn't hit honor. Forbidden Sanctum. Where does it talk about resolve? Resolve and chance type player. Resolve is lost from hits from monsters or traps. So basically, it's like it doesn't specify just hits. It's hits from monsters or traps. Realistically, how are you gonna get hit with like 2% movement speed with Flask Up? I mean, you get hit by not being able to control your character, that's for sure. Like, I feel like you get to the point where it is hard to control your character. But that said, even heist runners would love that ascendancy, that surfer ascendancy. Tier 1, you breathe and you have map wide clear. No need to get hits. Lol. Dunes with Legion and Shrines. Are you thinking Lightning Arrow? Like, when I picture this, I'm thinking Lightning Arrow because that's what everybody who had this surfing MTX was playing. So it's hard for me to imagine other skills. But what were you thinking? Or what are you thinking? It would have to be a lightning damage spell though. Or yeah, so Lightning Arrow. Okay. Which is obviously the way it's supposed to be. Simply because of the conversion. You want as much lightning damage as you can, because then you can scale it with Fizz, you can scale it with lightning, and you can scale it with cold. So Giga bows during the event will have lightning, cold, and most likely increased Fizz. Lightning and cold you just get with essence rolling, and then you just benchcraft increased Fizz from Betrayal and Prophet. It's probably broken enough at this point. You can YOLO into T-shirt even though it's as nerfed as it is. Yeah, I think Lightning Arrow will be better. How would you do T-shirt? Wouldn't you then have to have like Phase to Lightning on the T-shirt to then convert that to cold, which would then shock and do everything else? Yeah. So wait. So in a typical let's say extreme bow mapping build, how would you self hit? Would you have a trigger with Forbidden Rights? Would this be the plan? I really look forward to seeing what people cook up with this node though. Like notable mentions, I really like this node. Wait a second. Wait. Hold up. Wait a minute. Surely you go deck stacking zombies with this ascendancy as well. 150 strength for free. Increased duration doesn't really affect you, but you can have some other, you can use this in some other way. You can go for this guy, which is free ward. You can go for this guy. So wait, if you just go 1, you go 2, and then you do this. Actually, no, there's no universe where you go ward and you don't go this. So then it would be 1. Why does this have to go through this? That's the awkward part. That is actually the awkward part, because like this means this takes 4 points. And this would be big for making this combo very strong, especially with minions. So I guess you could use it for a defensive. You could use it defensively, because then all you'd have to do is Fallen alongside. I mean, you can gain 100% of armor and evasion as ward if you combine this with the belts. They should be able to be combined to gain 100%. And then you then have 100% increased global defenses, which includes... Is ward not considered a defense? You understand. This is 50%, and then this is 50% to give you 100%. Trigger forbidden rights smile. Okay. Could also probably do silly heart of thunder auto bomber. I mean, I remember the very first league that I think that you... The very first league you convinced me to play PoE. I remember you were playing Herald of Thunder Auto Bomber or something like that, right? How did you like that build? I remember I was too noob to understand anything. It was just everything was just everything was everything, you know. I remember it would kill you. It would kill you sometimes. I remember you complained about that. Gain ward instead of, so like, yeah, you have 100% and then you have increased defenses, but ward isn't considered a defense, right? Let's just confirm this real quick. Where is ward? Oh shit, I didn't know you could get 60% with this. So you can get 110% is what this means. So 100% global defense should affect ward, right? Or am I bugging? Ward is affected by modifiers like this. So basically, you would gain your entire armor and evasion pool as ward, and then you would double it with this. Holy! And then you pair this with Valen. So wait. Let's just POB something real quick. Body armor, armor evasion, the very best of the best conquest lamella. You go increase armor evasion, flat armor evasion, and then increase armor evasion. Lol. I was so confused for like a second. So with this Conquest Lamella, you have, what is this? This is of course unachievable. But you have 3647 times 2, which is 7k ward. Then this goes through, no, what am I saying times 2? It's not time. This is the armor evasion, right? So you need to multiply this by 1.1 because the belts can get to 60%, so that'd be 110% instead of 100%. So you're actually going to be gaining 8,000 ward, and then you're going to multiply this by 2, basically 100% increased global defenses. So like times 2, 16k ward with 90% block chance. What is this? What is this insanity? Just the ward alone, 16k, you will never die. And keep in mind with these nodes, your ward is up every 1 second. Every second, your ward is back up. Can ward loop without needing skin of the lords? Oh, because of the increase, the faster restoration. Like this is just going to be busted. Like basically, if you want a tanky build, you take this ascendancy, you go 1, you go 2, you go 1 2, and then you just pair that with supreme ostentation. You pair that with supreme ostentation and you profit, or you just ignore green gems because you still have intelligence here. So like you just ignore green gems and then you profit. Even minion builds can take advantage of this. Now your minions will be paper because this doesn't skill them in any way, shape, or form, but it is insane.
Is Josh even here?
Is he? I mean, he hasn't spoken for a bit and he's in chats, so I assume he's not here, or
maybe,
he can't talk.
He might be listening, but maybe he can't.
Yeah. Doesn't all rods makes it so you have less ward, right? Or something like that. Yeah, 85% less ward. So I mean, it's not perfect for ward. How does ward looping work? I honestly do not fully understand it. I know you take damage and I think you use cast when damage taken, but then you're not actually taking damage because of your ward, or you're constantly breaking it and applying it or something. Ward with cast when damage taken to not take damage, but still take damage for cast when damage taken. That means you would have to take damage once every second for it to work without all rots. Unless, wait. Ward. There is no source of ward on the tree. What is the stat we're looking for? Faster restoration of ward. 60% faster restoration of ward. So that would be 160%. And then ward base. Ward base as 2 seconds, right? I just want to confirm that it's 2 seconds. Yeah, 2 seconds. So this would effectively be 2 divided by 1 plus that is 1.6. So you'd have a 0.76 faster restore. This is a 0.76 ward timer. So if you can pair your damage taken to apply to hit you once every 0.76 seconds or 0.77 with Fate Guard, of course, then I mean, of course, and it also has increases and reductions to ES applied to ward. But anyways, then you could maybe make it work. But your ward wouldn't act as a defensive layer because it's being constantly broken by your skills. Unlike all rods, that makes it so ward is always there. I don't know how you would perma stack all rods without like you need to have Giga like flash sustain. We've already seen Giga Olorot's ward stackers, right? Let me see if I can find it. This guy
is not less flash.
12k ward. I see I was taking out low numbers. My apologies. Now keep in mind this build uses tech that is very, I want to say it's very niche because he's using was it boots or something? He's using uniques that give him a debuff and then he's countering the debuff. So basically, by countering the debuff and I think reducing the effects of his flask, he is then able to have big ward. Yeah, basically, you just have way more ward. Because now you just have 50% increase and then you still, of course, have your helmet that's making it so increases to ES affect your ward. So then you're scaling your ward with your ES as well, and it's up every 0.76 seconds, and you basically you have a hard time with this thing that people call dying. You just can't do it.
Hard time with this thing called dying.
It's usually all road, so it never breaks. Exactly. So you'd have to take a hit of more than like for more than 20k of your life through resistances and everything. I'm also 100%. You're right about that. Is 100% global defenses. The one thing I find iffy about global defenses, I mean, I know it works for ward because we checked, right? It actually mentions specifically that ward that ward is affected by it. So yeah, 100% increase is just basically doubling your ward, but it's not really doubling your ward if he is scaling. Let's see the POB. If he's already scaling increase energy shield, then not quite. It's not quite double. It's more, but not quite double. He has increased ES from here. I think that's about it. He doesn't have much increased ES. Let me see. Energy shield increases. Oh no, he has a ton of increase ES. So basically you'd go from 168 to 268, at least for the ward parts. So yeah, you're basically going to have easily 30k, 35k ish ward. That just honestly seems like overkill, but like I feel like I'm going to make a build out of this one as well, just because I want to feel how tacky this can get, because like this is stupid. Get this, get falling profits. Just make sure you cap your spell block as well. It also depends on what this. Yeah, the small nodes can make it even worse. Like they can make it even that much more immortal. Like you already can't die. Like this one is going. This one might actually still have faster restoration of ward. That's the ironic thing. It can actually still have both of these in smaller quantities. So I said 0.7 something for the ward. It could actually be like 0.6. Oh no, it's probably nothing that crazy. Like probably 0.72 or something seconds. Either way, you're gonna be immortal. No point building around ward bricks when Olros exists. And you're gonna get stupid ward anyways. So here's the thing, right? You can't really go all roads with antiquarian base. You can get it otherwise, but not with antiquarian base, because all roads still has this value, which is a very big multiplier for when if you're not scaling less flask effect duration, less flask effect or something like that. I forget how power shown did it, but I think it was less flask effect, right? Let's just open it again. It doesn't say. Yeah, basically the way you would do this is you would just go Svalin. You would have 1 second downtime on your ward, and you'd have 90% block. So you'd only get hit like once every 5 seconds, and that one hit would hit your ward, and then you shrug it off in a second, and now you're ready to go again. With ward that's like has like 10k. What defensive layers do you even need with this? You just need to worry about dots, and that's it. You take this, you get regen, and you profit. You don't need to do anything else. What build would I like to try with this? Real talk. What build would I like to try with this? If it's a minion build, it has to be something that is very damage efficient to the point of not needing its ascendancy for damage.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Dude. I've been talking with Hexmaster, and yo, the Antiquarian is actually very cracked.
Who's that again? What's
He's
that
in-
Toa?
He's in chat. A long time
No,
you and
who's the
Antiquarian.
ascendancy person?
It's the Marauder. It's the strength guy. The Unga Booga. The one that has a note that says you have no intelligence.
Do you mean GGG's thoughts on Reddit?
You have no intelligence.
So someone's probably told me that in real life multiple times.
What?
It's just a normal diss where I come from.
It really is.
It really is. That's just really funny. You lack intelligence, or you're running away from it.
Wisdom is chasing you, but you have been faster. Oh, this guy and his minions. Yo, you can't get me to not play minions though. By the way, seeing Reddit for like day between the FK announcement of the passage was a meltdown. Dude, it was insane. Like they announced it last time. I'm like, okay, we don't have all the information. Let's see what's going on. I just 5 hours. It was just 5 hours between when they posted it and when I went to bed. The number of Reddit posts that were coming up were just like, oh, no, don't fix PoE 2 endgame. Make PoE 1's worse. And it's like, I'm just like, bro, can y'all just chill? Can y'all just, like, can we just chill? Just breathe? It's not that serious though.
There's no chill on the internet.
Like, okay, let's just even take a step back. If PoE 1 is bad, your life will continue. This is not your existence. Your value is not attached to PoE 1 and what they do with it.
It is attached.
Like, can we just chill? As like the meltdown started instantly. I'm just like, bro, can we just let them cook, okay? Like, yeah, we get it. Like, I had my reservations as well. I'm not saying like it's all good, but like, can we just take a chill pill and just see what the extra information they want to tell us is, and then the FAQ will just resolve everything. Now, granted, those opinions were supposed to be shared because that is what gave GGG the questions to then reply and to add to the FAQ and to think about from a different point of view and actually pivot a bit, right? But like, it didn't need to be to that extent. It really didn't. It was just insane. Like, it was just post after post after post after post. Like, when I woke up this morning, I just didn't open Reddit. I was like, no, we're not doing that today. I don't want to see what the fuck is going on anymore. Because like, if in the 5 hours that I was awake from when the thing was posted, it was that bad, I don't want to see what has become of it. Like 12 hours later, I'm not interested in seeing that. Thank you very much. And the worst part, even if the nodes shown in the post are absolute best possible that come in relics, it's still much better than Atlas Stream optimized. Like, I really imagine just the possibilities. You have your harbingers that are pooping out like 3x, 4x stacks of currencies. Each stack can be a whole shards. You're just printing, fracturing orbs at this point. You have like your strong boxes that you're reopening like 5 times each strong box, and you're just profiting there. Or you just, if you giga just one mechanic, it has the potential to be insane. Like they said it in the FAQ. Like, I saw the post and in my head I'm like, I would like to see what these mechanics would look like with these modifiers. Now, there may be all these nuances to getting to that point, but I would genuinely like to get to that point and just see. So I'm willing to experience what it is they're cooking up. Like, I don't know if it's going to be good. I don't know if it's going to be bad. I don't know, right? But I'm willing to just experience it. But Reddit was like, nah, G, this is the worst thing ever. How dare they? What is this? Oh my goodness. Like, I'm just like, bro, chill. Okay, just calm down.
Yeah.
Just calm down for a second. You know, it took them less than 24 hours to post an FAQ. Just chill. Oh, after that, all I could say is I could never be like a community manager for any game. Like Jesus.
Well, community managers are the all evil. That's I mean, you know.
Even when the going is good, you're still being shit on. Like, okay. There's 16 slots, 32 by 6 or times 16 slot relics. That's 4 legions a map, considering the fact that 50% clearly isn't macro and disregard the other 3 mods. Exactly. Like, according to this thing, it's like you can have 3x the number of juice mechanics in your map, or you can have one mechanic that's just 3x the size, right? So like in theory, when you really started to min-max your relics, you are going to have stupid amounts of like rewards coming from your strats. This can be in the form of whatever the base loot is you get from your mechanics. Like for example, blight. Let me think of what blight gives you and how much oil you would get. I'm actually curious as to what blight gives you that they can actually giga juice. You can have more non-unique monsters if your build can handle it. Imagine those RF explodes, my guy, with even more monsters. Like you would have this one would literally just be giving you monsters on monsters on monsters. The amount of rewards you get from opening the final chest is insane with that. If you get that node multiple times, you can get up. Let's just say even if you can get 60% chance for blight chest to be openable again, bruh. You can have multiple additional reward chests. You can literally you can have your blights in your map look like blighted maps is what I understand from the mechanic as an example. So like I said, I'm willing to let them cook. I'm willing to see what they have to offer. And hearing that they are even essences, yo. This 5% chance to have an additional essence, you can probably juice this up. Like if their numbers are to be trusted, this would be like 15% to 20% chance to have an additional essence. You stack that across everything, you're looking at easily like almost 200% chance. Next thing you know, your essences are like stacked of 7 per 1. You have the one keystone that makes it so your map boss is getting it, and suddenly you can't even kill your map boss anymore because he's too juiced. And then scarabs are still littered as well, so it's like it would definitely be a juice your map for what you can handle type situation, because you can juice it to the point where you can't handle it. I'm curious to see what PoBing does in like his T17 scaling, because like he already did that unique farm last league where basically one build can kill those unique monsters at that point with how juiced they are, right? Or not, I guess not one build, but like delve builds can kill it as well. So there's that. But like take that, but then give that steroids. Because I thought that was steroided, but like apparently it can get worse. Holy. The share shopping for relics and something will probably be asked 100%. That is the part you will enjoy, but like if you swap, let's just say once in 2-3 days, you only have to deal with the ass part for like 0.5% of your playtime. And then the one thing I did say, and I do still stand by it, is if this trade experience for searching for these idols is anything like time lost shows in PoE2, I'll just pass. Like, nah, that is complete doo-doo. So, you know, we have to, if that is the one deal breaker for me, if I can't properly search for this well, then I probably just wouldn't deal with it. Also, one thing from that post they said, I'm really hoping they implement some form of filter blade support for it. You know, they allow these things to be hidden based on the modifiers, because like I don't want to pick up like 20 per map and then identify them, and I don't want to do that. Yeah, I hope they drop identified, and I hope we can filter based on that. Because I don't want to freaking identify like 20 every map or something. It's gonna be so much more possible to go all in on one mechanic. Yeah, like if you really enjoy that mechanic, like think of this. Betrayal is by far my favorite mechanic, right? Like without a doubt, this is my favorite mechanic. Imagine having this one node on steroids. Completing your maps grants 10 intelligence to a random Immortal Syndicate safe house. Imagine being able to get 60 intelligence. That means literally every other map you are completing a safe house just for free, and that's assuming the cap is 60 intelligence. You just for free, you're like 2 maps done, there's at least 1 safe house you can run. And this is ignoring the scarabs that make it so your imprisonment is giving you double the intelligence as well. Before you know it, you're doing Katarina every other map or every map. Okay, it's like, I'm not gonna complain. The economy is going to be in shambles. Like I have no idea what the economy is going to look like. Like I'm very, very curious as to what that looks like. I can't imagine it. Genuinely cannot. Remember Affliction but 10 times worse, basically. But at the same time, like Affliction was still a very, very good league to have to play, because even though everything was like worth a lot, that was one league where I really didn't feel like I was gimping myself by crafting or anything. Like I actually had fun crafting. Affliction was definitely a league for the books in terms of how many people in the general player base I think crafted. People who typically didn't interact with crafting, they did for Affliction. And I think it's just good overall. Good memories of accidentally hitting alt and crashing my entire... Yo, Affliction Juicy was dumb. It really was. The fact that I think, what was it? Affliction was one where you would go to a level 7 map, right? You get Abyss Spires to spawn, and you intentionally not kill it, but just do like enough damage to just chip it to like the 75% mark, then the 50, then 25%, just so it kept spawning monsters that you could kill. You dropped 2 mirrors? Okay, that is lucky. Even for Affliction, that is lucky. Made a t-shirt build so overcooked that if I held right click with head or tap buffs up, I dropped my FPS too. Affliction. Good times. You know, today I was supposed to POB. I actually wanted to POB, and I'm still going to. I have to POB my league starter to understand just what I'm going to do on day 1. I think like 60 sacred orbs. I was a tad underrated, if anything. Sacred orbs. Oh. You know something that I've been interesting to keep? If you went full degen MFing on one character, using your keeping your pilfering ring on that character, or you know, having that screenshots. I don't know if pilfering ring was... I have no idea if pilfering ring was even there for that league. But like, just imagine the absurd quantities of... Ring came out that league. Oh, we know why it came out then. That was like the best league for picking up loot. So you just have people have insane rings from said league. It doesn't surprise me. It really doesn't. Okay, let me actually start POBing the Val Absolution. Saw some posts of a dude with 18 mirror. That is that has to be like next level degening, right? Or that's like group using group MF as well and stuff. Like, no way someone dropped it in mirrors. Like, that is. I can't even imagine how much degenny you would have to do. Like, genuinely. This is a league starter. So we're going to stay away from Awakened Gem. Non-awakened. So spell Echo. Face the lightning. Now we're going to do Val Absolution, Ascended, then Absolution Cascade, X5, because this doesn't have a cooldown, I think. So 18 would be don't go outside for 3 months or thereabouts. Yeah, I don't want to imagine what I'll take. Enjoy your, is it, I would assume it's late for you as well. Dinner is my guess. Unless you're in EU, then you know it's just midnight snack at that point. See ya. But yeah, Arcane, are you here?
Hmm?
So with the strength guy, you remember he has a node, the antiquarian. He has a node that gives him 50% of armor and evasion from equipped body armor. You remember that, right?
Yeah, the belt.
Yeah, but I feel like this should be stackable with the belt. And the belt can get up to 60%. Why? Why not? It's gain ward instead of 50% of that. So then with the belt, it's like you gain 100% of your armor and evasion from the equipped armor as ward.
Yeah.
You're pulling, right?
Skill, ward recovery, and all that.
And then the next node in its ascendance is 100% increased global defenses, which also affects ward. So you're in top end of like armor EV bases, you can get up to 7k ish ward. So by the time you get 100% increase of that, or 7k rather, so you then have 14k ward. But then it also has 100% faster restoration, so your ward is being restored every second. Every 1 second your ward is back. You pair this with a Svalin with 90% block chance. I guess 88 if you don't skill any capped block, but 90% basically, right?
Yeah.
And this means you're just immortal. And of course, you still have the shield node that gives you 50% chance to block from your shield.
I mean, that's pretty insane, right?
Yep. Just get to capped spell block, capped spell block, and attack block, 90% block. No one hit is going to deal more than 14k damage. It's just 14k ward, or however much armor evasion you're getting. Either way, you're still looking at like 9k. And if you really wanted to be silly about it, you can also wear the helmet that gives you increases to ES applied to ward as well. So then you can scale increase ES and that affects ward if you really wanted to. And then you'd easily get over 10,000 with ward on a budget.
It's actually so insane. Are you gonna roll it? Listen, there's so many builds to roll to this. More than I expected.
Because like this is just, it's so generic, anybody can use it. The only thing to use it on a minion build is you'd have to find a minion that is so damage effective that you don't need your ascendancy giving you damage.
What minion is that?
I don't know. Maybe frost bearers, but then their defenses would also be paper, so like not them. unless by scaling into only block and ES or slash
Stacking
life.
zombies.
I thought about it. I thought about strength stacking zombies, but then you can't get the strength node, the 150 strength node, which is fine, I guess.
Which 150 strength node?
You have no intelligence and then plus 150 to strength.
Why can't you get it?
Because to get to the ward and the increased restoration, that is already 4 points, and then to get to the block chance, it's also 4 points.
I don't think you take the block chance.
It depends on the shield.
I think you just aim for Svalin and blast.
If you do Svalin, right, you would then need to scale more into block chance on the tree, because Svalin has PoE wiki. Let me see what its base block chance is. Actually, I have PoB open. I'll just do Svalin here. Best case scenario for Svalin is it has a 23% base block chance that doesn't scale, and then 50% spell block. So you would then need to get 50 is 73 minus 10. You would need 42% attack block chance, and actually no, it depends. If you take these 3 max block chance node, you need 45 attack block chance, and then you would need 53 spell block chance, which is a lot of points. I remember we are not getting I'm brain farting right now. Yeah, remember, we're not getting any minion damage from the tree, so we have to get a lot of increase. Actually, no, we don't have to get increased damage, because I think strength, if you get enough strength, it gives increased fizz, right? Something like that. What is it? The base 1% increased melee fizz. So with zombies, if you have, and it's for every 5 strengths, I guess strength can be our source of increase, where we then want to scale as much attack speed as possible. But this means that 1,000 strength, we're getting only 200% increased. 2,000 is 400% increase, which is good, of course. I'm not going to say no if you get to 2,000 strength. But like at the same time, 150 strength is nice, but how impactful it is. When you have 2,000 strength, 150 is less than 10%. If it was percent strength, I feel like it'd be stronger. It also forces you to have to get Supreme Ostentation. Whereas if you just went the block, you just would be forced away from green gems, but not necessarily ints. But I guess you could also just go Supreme Ostentation and switch all your intelligence to like tattoo. I don't know. I don't know. Is 150?
So it could work, but it might take some work.
Yeah, like it's one. Like the question is 150 strength worth?
Maybe early.
Early,
Maybe
definitely.
for like yellow map prog, but it will probably. I mean, it will probably fall off compared to other things you could get. Like,
because no
don't forget,
intelligence means
and
no
stuff.
mana. I know you have leech.
Where?
But the Baron has leech.
Oh shit, dude.
Yeah, the Baron comes with leech. That's the whole point. If you get to 1,000 strength, the Baron is giving you leech.
Need to be 1,000 for the leech though.
Yeah. Yeah, with at least 1,000 strength, 1.5 to 2% of damage dealt by your raised zombies is leech to you as life. And the other thing with Supreme Ostentation is your strength stacking, but you're not getting the max life that comes with strength stacking. So like at 2000 strength, you're missing out on, what is this, 1000 flat life, Combs Hearts, by going Supreme Ostentation. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I just thought that. I imagined that was just a downside that you accept or something, you know.
But if you just don't go 150 strength, you gain 1000 life. How do they propose you beat the 150 strength if you're stacking strength? That is my question. You know the funny thing, you could in theory also just go the increase duration node per strength, go the Baron, and then do SRS. Because regardless of whether it's zombies or not, it's adding half your strength to your minions, which means your minions now all have the increased melee phase damage that comes with strength. Even though it's, you know, at half value to your strength. Maybe I will try a strength stacking antiquarian. A strength stacking zombie antiquarian. Maybe I'll make a POB for it at some point. I don't think I'm going to do it anytime too soon though. Or I might, who knows. It's a marauder, so it's already starting in the strength area. The only problem is you have to kind of path upwards. But if I'm going to use antiquarian, then I was going to path upwards already for the spell block node, so I could cap my spell block while capping my attack block. Which means I can't take the no intelligence, that's for sure, because I'm using blue gems. I might have to avoid green gems, but that just means I can't convert my minions damage to cold. But instead, what I could do is I could convert it to chaos and then just go one of the dreams. You know, United in Dream, Severed in Sleep, yada yada. Scale chaos instead of cold, because you're not going to scale Fizz. Fizz sucks. Or you could do Impale, I guess. But I think Impale has been nerfed by not having Dread Banner, yada yada, so. If you delegate your main defense to Ward, you would still need regen for dots. Where would you get regen from? You would obviously use a Stone Golem for that. You don't care about PDR because you don't plan on getting hits. Unless you get very unlucky and it's 2 hits at the same time, so you don't need Chaos Golem. Maybe you'd want to. I mean, you're in the Marauder side, so there is a lot of like regen nodes as well, which I'm ignoring. But you could also just get them. But with how much, I guess you're not too weak to regen when you think about it, because you have so much strength. Therefore, you have a lot of life. So even 1% life regen is that much more impactful because your max life is that much higher. You know? I think that is at its core going to be what that would look like. So basically, I would path up here. I'd make sure I get this wheel, this spell block wheel. Get these minion nodes. There's nothing else I think is mandatory for strength stacking, right? Maybe we anoint Death Attunement so we don't have to path all the way through all those int nodes for it. And we just get endurance. Let me look at my strength stacker for a bit. Actually, no. What's the name of this one? Val, Absolution, Legacy of Frisia, League Starter. 3.23 strength stacking zombies. Bruh. So yeah, the important things from here include, of course, champion of the cause. It includes the increased strength node from here. Attributes, mastery, probably split personality. It's funny, I was going to look for the gem, then I put it here and I realized past me also tried to use the gem, it looks like. Because this would just be a ton of strength, right? Except I can't really use split personality because the starting location is here and I don't plan on getting here. So the distance that I have access to is not going to be that crazy. What were those start stacking gems you mentioned like earlier this week? Do you remember? Yes, you're not here. Jewel. Combat focus, I think. No, it's not these guys. This is what I was talking about. Yeah, this one is using an efficient training here. Actually has a pretty big radius as well. Oh shit. I do need convocation. Maybe less so defense mastery. Maybe. But I think I used an AG that I just didn't want to die, so. We can go rational doctrine because, you know, easy conk ground. Very easy conk ground. But I think it's Emperor's Might that he was talking about. Increased strength. Yeah, it's basically Emperor's Might. Just have at least one of them. Alright. That is a build I'll keep in the back of my mind. Back to PoBing a league starter. What are we going to do for in terms of damage? We're already doing 100%. Absolution doesn't need accuracy, so I still don't have to touch this. First, we have to get this. Increase AoE. Increase the effect of offering. Convocation CDR. Extra that. Maybe pen curse, because this would be pre unique chest, pre Doriani. We don't need to do anything here. I plan on getting my spend life node early, but that also means I need the effect for my stone golem. So let's do the golems here. Summon chaos golem. We're obviously not going to do an AG. Feeding frenzy. Maybe for now we can just do minion life. For now. Right? Absolution. We are going to need what? Lightning pen, I think, is smart. Added lightning. And then minion damage or conk effect. Minion damage. I think this is my 6th link. 1 red, 5 blues. So obviously it's going to have to be an ES base or a strength ES base. Either or. This guy can be regular absolution. With 3. This is the sentinel and just absolution. And then also including full DPS. And then before I forget, feeding frenzy and then do that once. Brian King. Actually, I'm just going to preemptively put convocation in here. Because I suspect I'm going to need a socket for it, so. Now we're going to have a raise Spectre. I said this is helmet. This raise Spectre is going to have minion life, but it's going to have frenzy monkeys. Maybe power charges as well, so host chieftains as well. No, I don't think I would want it if I don't have to. So Carnage Chieftain, Primal Rex Matriarch. Pale Seraphim. So we remove power charges. This guy. It's not exactly accurate having the Rex Matriarch, I think. Yeah, I think 2 link is fine for them. I can't think of anything else I want. I'm not gonna have an empower early on. Maybe eventually, sure, but like probably not happening. So I will plan around not having an empower and instead just having, you know, non-empower. So let's just do All right. Then I need conductivity and frost blink. This can also go into the helmet. Then in the boots, we need an automation, followed by steel skin, followed by what else do we typically put here?
All these stars are closure.
Welcome back.
I've been here.
You couldn't have been here when I was talking to you.
Wait, what were you saying to me? So I actually was here, but I didn't hear you say anything.
When I was asking about the strength gems you mentioned earlier this week, yeah, I think it was Emperor's Might or something. I was asking for the name.
Oh. Sorry, I kind of tuned out.
You don't say.
I
was here.
I can't tell if you're talking to me. Sometimes you're just kind of on. And I'm like, all right, man, he's talking. I'm gonna zone him out. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I was asking you 7 questions. Like 7 questions? I didn't realize.
Anyways, I'm just making my POB for my league start without Doriani because to be trolled to go Doriani too early. Perquos to.
Will it be troll?
Yes.
Fair.
Okay. We have automation, we have steel skin, we have conductivity, frost blink, we still need shield charge, faster attack.
I just got back on PoE 2.
Congrats. Do you think you're done with PoE 1?
I don't know, like if this... Do we know when this patch is coming out?
No, they haven't announced it yet. Flesh offering, desecrate.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Tempest shield. Main hand weapon. And then offhand is going to be purity of elements, I think. Purity of elements. What next? Wrath. Maybe I should go determination instead. Seeing that my PDR would be in the gutter. But then I wouldn't have ailment immunity. I guess I'll just go purity of elements. And then precision. Or vitality. I don't need precision, it's vitality. What about it? I need vitality actually, because with vitality I get to regain. With vitality I get to have better life regen, which helps me because I'm going to be spending my life. Honestly, the vitality I'm using level 5 vitality is probably just worse off than, yeah, it's worse off than the Spectre's vitality, but I don't have the Spectre at this point, so oh well. I can't get any more reservation efficiency as well, not easily, unless I plan on getting an enlightened, but that is past league start budget. I'm forgetting to go block, aren't I? Yes, I am. Val Absolution has block, right? Yeah, this is how I path. So instead of this and all of these extra things that are not needed early on, I can just get block. I don't really need minion defenses all that much, but early on I might want to scale some. But it is not something that's like easy to scale, so 2, 3, pick this up. This. No, we're just going to go for a pure armor shield, most likely. League starts, it's probably the best to get. You wouldn't have level of minion skills, but it is what it is. You just get something that has good life. Maybe res. Maybe a chance to block. Honestly, I would prefer, I think, chance to block spell damage here. Maybe not, actually, now that I think about it. Maybe increased chance to block is the way forward. Because then I can use this mastery and scale my spell block as well. And then we're level 70. Are there minion nodes I want but I can't have? Not particularly, I think. I might also want to just path here, pick these two up. Level 77. How much increased life do we have? We have a lot. Wait, these are two different nodes? Question mark? That hasn't always been the case, right? 3.23. Okay, yeah, so it hasn't always been the case. I just found out that there's an ascendancy I just hadn't realized was in the game. Oh, I had realized it, but I always thought it was the same ascendancy. Not ascendancy, or mastery rather. Basically, block mastery now has a node that says 1% chance to block spell damage per 5% chance to block attack damage. Whereas, so I've always been confusing this with the block mastery that says 1% chance to block attack damage per 5% chance to block on equipped shield. So like I was thinking about this shield mastery. I just never realized block mastery now had one. So that means my Val Absolution can genuinely just pick it up. And this is an easy 9% spell block chance. 9%. So that puts us at 52% spell block chance. Wild. And it also makes, and I think I used that mastery on my, I used it on my, what's the name of this thing? Frost Bearers, which is what makes it even more insane to me, because like I've clearly used it and I have memories of using it, but I just hadn't registered that this is a thing. We do this instead of this. That gives us some more spell block. Use this to go up here, which means we can drop here maybe. We can't drop any of these. Maybe we can drop those ones. But it's like, maybe I just drop this. Or maybe that means I drop here and just drop all of this. But instead of picking up all those nodes, I choose to gain life through like this guy instead. I would like more block chance. This is the easiest spot I can get it. But that puts me at 86. And I still need to do this with an enduring composure small cluster with that. So this means I now have to shed points. What points? So actually, while life is important, I should be prioritizing chance to block spell damage, block damage.
Kendrick performance is just living rent free in my brain right now, man.
Lol.
What are you talking about that one done? I forgot I dropped an apothecary in Settlers. I was going through my clips and I saw one of that and I was like, oh, I dropped an apothecary.
Yep. Yes, you did.
I guess in some mirror cards too.
What'd you say?
And some mirror cards as well.
You dropped some mirror cards?
Yeah, I think it was the... I dropped some mirror cards. Just forget which ones they were. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I'm bound to go back to Spark on the, the freeze ascendancy and just go back to Toxic Sewer strong boxes. What did they say about the strong box opening chance that was significant?
That it wouldn't be like the other. Basically, the on
Getting enough for
average.
what we could do before, basically.
No. On average, the new things you can use can get up to like 3x as strong as what is provided by the Atlas tree, but like for obviously egregious examples like the strong box opening chance, it can't be just as strong. So it is going to be more than what we have. It's just not going to follow the 3x average rule that is currently there. So
Cool.
so let's say instead of getting 100%, you could get maybe 40%, 60%, which is obviously not something you can get on the tree. They didn't give that example.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Maybe I drop. Problem is this is so many travel nodes. But maybe I drop all of that. 1991. Do you have regen? You have mana regen. I don't care about mana regen. This is going to be the Val build, which is going to be spending life, so I only care about life regen. So you are giving me life and more life. So strength and int wise, we already have a lot. For these nodes, these dual sockets, I guess what we would need is just any generic any generic jewel, ghastly eye jewel that has life, minion, lightning or phase damage, basically. Yeah. Belts, we would probably still go darkness enthroned. Just a smaller multiplier. Like an 80%, maybe less. Could honestly even bypass it, but darkness enthroned is still one of the better ones to have. We have positive res without any res on gear already. Ow. Purity of element, I assume. We are taking yeah, we are. Okay, so it's purity of elements. All right, that makes life easy.
So is this thing coming out in March?
We all know.
What do you think at this point? Because the way they're talking about it and giving us access to all these other things later, I'm starting to think it's not as soon as we expected. The fact that they're also putting private leagues after it.
What do you mean putting private leagues after it?
Like changing private leagues to be able to turn on the ascendancies.
Oh, it could be first week of March, I guess. That wouldn't surprise me. Could also be like,
Brother.
it could also be
It's
third
crazy.
week of February. Like end of next week is a possibility.
It feels like we still have like 2.5 weeks of teasers, to be really honest.
I mean, it wouldn't
'Cause
surprise
they're
me if it
talking
is.
about putting more effort into the league.
Yeah, it does. That more effort might also delay the league. So we'll see.
Like, I'm not really complaining. It just is what it is. But like, goddamn.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is at the end of the day.
It's what it is.
Add modifier trigger, and then it should just have increased minion damage. Yeah, it should just have increased minion damage basically, as much as can be added. One thing I will say, kind of impressed with how much damage I'm able to pull out of Val Absolution early on, assuming I am right in using 5 as a count for Val Absolution because of the cascade. I will still need to revisit. Let me just do it now. PoE Val Absolution. Innocence versus innocence. This is like the video I always keep coming back to, because it is the one video that I can actually see what the Val Absolution is doing. Everything else is just, you know, PoE gameplay where it's just shit is happening. The person is casting Absolution, the Absolution is casting Absolution, Val Absolution is doing his thing, and you just can't see shit. Innocence. So full screen, max quality, 0.5 playback speed, and mute. So that is the cascade, I think. Yeah, which is 1, 2, 3. That can't be the cascade, because like that is more than five hits. Like even if you're one person moving forward in the line for whatever reason, big circle comes in, that is the cascade. That actually was the cascade. Big AoE. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it might be 4 overlapping hits and not 5. That was the cascade. Cascade. No, there's 5. There was one in the middle. See? Watch here. That's the first one. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there is 5. Does he do it again? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so there is 5. And then 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So I am right. And then there's this attack that if I go back to Val Absolution, well,
I got my second set of 2 divines from. I got 4 divines from shipping today.
jeez. GG's. This might be the skill that is moving in a straight line. It might be. It might not. One of them has a 6-second cooldown, the other is 7-second cooldown. The problem So it's not even a problem. The thing about this one, if this is the one, is it hits so many freaking times that it's such a big damage move when it does it. Like, look at this. Like, it's just moving in that straight line. Not to mention he's also casting Absolution. So like it's actually doing a lot more damage than my PoB is saying. Please use the skill again, big. Like, look at that. Imagine being the boss that's standing there eating. How many Absolutions is this? It's like 4 per line, right? So we'll slow the video down even more. It's starting. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's TLDR. It's all moving forward in a line, and it's huge damage. So, be it as it may that I'm doing what I am doing with life regen, it is still entirely possible that the reality of it is I will end up switching to this medium cluster jewel. Disciples. It is very, 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 very possible I switch to it. Because like, there's no reason to not just stack CDR with that skill if it's going to do as much damage as I think it will. Gnome, what up? Welcome. It's been a while. How you doing? Because like, try to look at how many hits this skill is doing here. This is like a row of 4, a second row of 4, third row of 4, fourth row of 4. They just keep going in that straight line, and he does that and if you can get that to happen every 3 seconds, it's big. Are you doing a Val build? I've been wanting to try a new Minion playstyle. Yeah, my goal for the events is Val Absolution. That's what I'm going to be league starting. Then asides Val Absolution, I might be trying Herald of Agony at some point. But basically with the Disciple of the Trial Master, we can have 100% uptime on our Innocence or on Val Absolution. We do need to scale Minion AoE. So one thing I'm now realizing is important is we might need to get Soul Eater. Like, even though we don't need Unending Hunger, the 8% Minion AoE might just be mandatory. Just might be. Do we have a spare jewel socket? Not really. This is rational doctrine. Natural doctrine. What can I do? Real talk. I can remove these 3. I can try the path here, though that would involve taking a point from somewhere else. I can't. I would really like to, but I can't. But let me just confirm here. I have the AoE. I've been thinking of trying multiple Val minion setups with something like Val Caress, Triumvirate Authority. Triumvirate Authority, if I remember correctly, doesn't really help minions per se. It doesn't really help minions. But you could use it for like the reduced soul gain prevention or less souls per use for whatever Val skill you put in there. I'm not sure about Val Caress. I don't know what that does. Level of socketed Val gems. This is not a bad idea. It is not a bad idea. Because minions scale very well with Val skills. Val Summon Skelly is an example of something that could be used here. Double Korra for +9. Lol, if only. You would need to get what are the Val corruptions again? Socketed minion I think is plus. Is socketed minion +1 or +2? AoE wouldn't affect summon Skellies. I just go gloves. Is there anything? I don't care. Val implicits. Socketed minion is +2. So it's +2 for Val Summon Skelly base. You can't get +9. But for ranged Val Summon Skelly, you can, because Proj would affect them as well. Wait, duration might affect them, to be honest, because they do have a duration tag. They should have a duration tag. Yeah, they do. Okay, so you can go duration and minion. I guess yeah, you can go +9. It would kind of be overkill, but like I think if you're going to have a second DPS link, yeah, the +9 levels would be insane. Not a bad idea. One problem I see, and I guess this is just maybe Val Summon Skelly specific. Maybe you can instead. Maybe not even Val Summon Skelly, but like. I guess if you go Val Summon Skelly of mages, it would scale really well with levels as well. I'm not sure how well Summon Skelly of Summon Skeletal Archers works. Guess it's easy to tell. Summon Skeleton Archer. Summon Skeleton Archer Ranged Army 1, let's say. A level 70 does 347,472. 72 goes up. It's a decent amount. By 74, you've increased by more than 100, which is two gem levels. Yeah, honestly, it's not bad. They scale, even archers, skeletons are scaling pretty decently with it. But that said, summoned skeleton mage. The fuck is this? Someone skeleton death mage. Skeletal mage.
I think I'm gonna try another Harbinger strategy. I've made up to 20 div now. I could just invest in it.
Was the last one profitable?
Yeah, the last one was very profitable. I mean, did I spend that money on one item? Yes, but yeah, the last one was very profitable. Because don't forget the cost of the 2 expensive scarabs were at least 12C per map for each one.
Yeah.
So 24, but I was coming back with at least 15 raw chaos per map. And then like 4 to 5 annuls. Not counting fractures, not counting exalts, because those are rare. Which basically pays for just the cost of those 2. And then it was like a 1 div or 2 div for like 40. What's it called? 40.
I get.
Yeah, but yeah, I find Harvey fun. I'm just having trouble. I was having trouble blasting because I'm like, yeah, I don't want to like, you know, just do normal mapping if without scarabs. But we can blast some Harvey.
Sounds like a plan. And also remember to put in buy orders.
Yeah, well, yeah. I'm also just realizing there's some really good things about this upcoming league, so don't want to blast too hard.
Yeah.
Think that's. I don't think I will burn out, but on that off chance, I don't want to tempt fate.
Yeah, that's why I'm taking it chill too. I've had a shipment that was supposed to be out for like 2 days now. It's still not back because I haven't been funding my King's March. I can't find skeleton mages. Why can't skeleton frost mage? Surely this isn't it. How are you feeling about the event relics or the event in general? Give me a second. Let me find this and then I'll answer that. But when I first heard of the events, summon skeleton caster. When I first heard of the event, I didn't think it would excite me. Like, it was new ascendancies and that was nice, but I was meh about the first 2. The first 2 were Harby and Gamla. I'm like, is this what we can expect? These are okay, whatever. Meh. Then I saw the next 2, Arakali and Chaos. And my initial reaction for the Chaos one was meh. Well, not meh, but it was strong, but I was like, I can't really use it. I think it's strong and I think it's cool, but I can't use it. But like the Arakali was very enticing. Like I was like, oh shit, this is insane. This is strong. Then I spent some time thinking about all the Val skills I could be using instead. And you know, Absolution came to mind. I haven't actually tried because like the one reason the Val really felt meh initially was because last season, or not last season, this season, you know, Settlers has been on for like 8 months. Settlers, I ran a Val animate weapon build, and it was a very good build, very strong. But I got tired of like the Val playstyle where I'm having to cast my Val animate weapon every X seconds, and I had to like summon. Like, it was mostly the summon weapons, summon your Val. You know, those it was that playstyle I was tired of. But like with Absolution, I don't have to deal with that. I just have to summon my Absolution, which will last for like 20 seconds, and I summon my Val Absolution, which will last 25 seconds, and I'm chilling. And with Val, only with the Val Absolution, we're chilling again. So So like that has been how I felt progressively, and then today with the new ascendancies, the ascendancies are crazy. The Surfcaster is insane. He just has like giga movement speed. If you want to go fast, Surfcaster is your guy. Then we have Antiquarian, who kind of seemed very meh on first glance, but like with these two nodes, it's insane because like you can gain ward instead of 50% of this. You can pair that with Yinda's stand to gain your entire armor and evasion from your chest piece as ward, and then you can double that with this node. So you could easily end up with like 10k, 14k, 16k. I think 16ish, 17k was the highest ward I calculated you can get to. And then you stack that with 90% block chance, and your defenses are just solved. Not to mention your ward is regenerating every second. And then you pair that with this guy, and it just makes capping that block chance even easier. So like I decided like I might also try a strength stacking zombie build on this ascendancy at some point. So then now let's talk about my opinion on the event itself, the idols or relics as they are being called. I have mixed feelings about it. And I didn't love the news on how the quality of life with them would be, and there are still some things right now that I'm still iffy about. However, I am willing to see how the event feels before I make any solid judgments. Right now I am looking forward to the event overall, and I think the idols excite me. They excite me at the possibility of what I could do with my farming strategies, because I was just looking at some of the tree nodes, and like for example, I love betrayal. Whenever I league start or whatever else, I'm doing betrayal. If one of them has grants 10 intelligence as an example, and then you have like you stack how many of these, let's just say they are 2x1, and there's what, 32 slots. That means you can get like 16 of them. So if after killing a boss you're guaranteed to get 100 intelligence in one of your safe houses, that literally means after every map you're running a safe house, which means you're running Katarina minimum or maximum 3 maps Katarina. This is ignoring actually engaging with the mechanic, by the way, and interrogating people with the actual skill ups that make it so you're gaining like 30 intelligence per turn with an interrogation. So this means realistically, after every map, if you're able to get this up to 100, you have 2 safe houses to run, which means you're literally getting Katarina every other map. As an example, just Katarina. You can pair that with, like, you can do the same thing with every other league mechanic, like they mentioned ritual. You can have it so you can reroll your tributes, like you can reroll your board like 6 times, and the cost is negligible. So you just reroll 7 times. You just print affliction corpses, or you print invitation with the kings. Strong boxes, you're reopening every single one, like you almost have a guaranteed reopen every single time you touch it. If you can get up to 50%, like you are basically running double the amount of, or maybe even triple the amount of strong boxes you have every single map as you were in regular settlers. They also improving the cost of settlers, so it's actually more manageable to run. Expedition, you might have even more remnants. You can have like maybe you can have remnants, some remnants that have like 2 additional suffixes. You might have essences that have a 7 stack of like shriekings or deafenings, just base. You might be able to juice the bosses with essences to the point where they are literally immortal and no build has the damage to kill them, even delve builds as an example. Like there's just so many things you could do that I'm just like, the idea of what I could do excites me more than the potential lack of QOL, mostly because once I've set up my board, it has been set up. I really don't have to engage with this for a few days until I'm ready to reroll to some other strategy. I'm different. I'd rather summon a bunch of minions than deal with proccing the minions, summon them, promoting the minions. Really? Really? I would rather just... I'm a permanent minion enjoyer. So if I can have one minion that is up for multiple packs versus having to summon a minion every pack, I would take the one minion that has that's up every pack, basically. Now, I think that was the biggest problem with animate weapons, because what I would have to do is I would have to cast Bladefall. That would cast all the blades on the ground. Then I would start casting then I would cast Val animate weapons, which would summon everything. That bit is okay. But then I would do the same thing, and then I would start summoning regular animate weapon in every pack because it's just more damage, it's more clear speed, yada yada. So I'd want to do that, and that was a playstyle that killed me. That was a playstyle I didn't enjoy. I thought the relics were ass until I found out they weren't one-time use, lol. Exactly, they aren't one-time use. So you set up your board and you just leave it. I don't think I ever thought they were one-time use though, but I can see why you might think it kind of looks like scarabs, right? And scarabs are one-time uses. But like once you set up your board, you're chilling unless you want to re-roll. And with them working on quality of life, according to that FAQ, there's no reason to think it's not going to be a banger. Like, it's so much of a banger that I wouldn't be surprised if more private leagues don't just use it as an option, especially in a league scenario. You know, 3.26 releases a month and a half down the line, y'all are tired. Somebody Pox makes a private league using these ascendancies, and he gets played league again with a brand new set of 19 ascendancies and a different end game. You know, stuff like that. Like, it's bound to give us more playtime in Period 1 if we desire that. Let me get water, my throat is dry. I am back. All right. So yeah, that is what I think of the event. I think it's going to be fun. Did I save? I didn't mean to save. Delete. I'm just reviewing the latest 3 ascendancies and they are pretty naughty. What the fuck? Dude, they're insane. They actually are. Like I said, my first impression of the Marauder wasn't that favorable, but after really thinking about what you can do with the ward, I'm like, yo, that's broken. I don't know about that no intelligence node though. Like, that no intelligence is like, this seems like something you would want to use for a character that's, I don't know, wants to stack strength because of this. But like, no, why would a strength stacker want to use Supreme Ostentation and just deny themselves the life? You know? I just don't see why you would want to do that. And conversely, if you do decide to not go Supreme Ostentation, that just means you can't use blue gems. So no blue support gems for you, no blue, you know, skill gems. If it was like 20% strength or some increased strength, now we're talking. And even then, 20% increased strength as an ascendancy, I feel like that's not that great, especially because, where is it? This guy exists and this 8%, so like 12% is whatever. 20%, okay. You know, if it was 20% increased strength, that's a strong node, but if it with 150 strength, it's like, if you're a strength stacker, you realistically want to have like 2k strength. If you have 2k strength, this is less than 10% of your strength, and for it you have 0 intelligence, which means no mana, which means no blue gems. Kind of awkward, but maybe there are actually people who have functioning builds that don't use blue gems, but like even something as simple as automation is blue. Right? Like, where is automation? Requires 98 ints. Can't do that. And then the reduced dexterity was also kind of weird, but like your hits can't be veiled is fine, I guess. Far shot as an ascendancy doesn't seem like it's worth it to me. Like, that's dead eye, wasn't it? I don't know why this is an ascendancy. Unless it scales more than far shot used to do. I mean, 60% more damage is 60% more damage, but like, I don't know. Maybe some people use it. I mean, even with the reduced dexterity, you don't need accuracy, but you still need the green bow gem to be leveled to a degree. So you might then have to use like a level 10 weapon. Is there a way to ignore attributes besides Supreme Ostentation? I'm not sure. Maybe there is. There's none that I know of, at least. Increasing or decreasing attributes. Transforming attributes. I'm never seeing Supreme Ostentation being mentioned here. Now, Elegant Hubris isn't here. Ostentation. So even if there was, I wouldn't find it on this page. Is what that means. Ignore. Is there an ignore page? I didn't even know this was a page. No mods. Physical damage is there. Miscellaneous. Masteries. Ignore attribute requirements. Gain no inherent bonuses from attributes. I just have to assume that's the only one. Maybe there's a way to convert int requirements though. Conversion. Gemlin Keystone, please. Basically, that's what we need. That is what we need for that ascendancy. I can't think of. Yeah, I can't think of anything else. Yeah. Skeleton mages will scale a whole lot better with those gem levels than archers. So if you wanted to do that glove idea, this is how you do it. It also means you can't use awakened support gems on that glove because it does what -5. -5 to non-val levels, which means you have to use non-awakened gems to have any support. So keep that in mind as well. But then again, casters would want spell echo. They'd want, like, you know, maybe Ellie Pen. What have I done? Oh, okay, okay. I was like, where did that page go? So basically, these are the two skills that I was looking at earlier. These two. And this one is... basically, I think this triggers this. So this has a 7 seconds, has a 6-second cooldown. And... it does so much damage when it procs. Like, look at this. Look at this barrage of hits. Like, if I genuinely had to count this, let's see if we can count it. Oh god, 0.25 is really the slowest. That's the first hit. It's hitting more, still going again. It hits like almost 6 times going in a line. So if you can have that hit 6 times, is huge. This is what they spam, not this one. And this hits 5 times because it's cascading with basically pseudo awaken cascade. Yeah, that's the one he's using here. Where is it? There's the big one. Then the cascade will come in here. It's easier to see the second time it cascades, which is here. This is the first hit, second, third, fourth, and fifth. So if the mob is this big, he'll get hit by 5 different hits. And that's what he spams. Like, he doesn't have a cooldown. Again, cascade. So that's what Innocence is spamming. But then this one, this is the one, like, this is the ability that I see. I'm just like, oh my god. That is the boss shredder right there. That is the skill that even PoB can't calculate. It's not on PoB. Like, I'm assuming you can get hit by all 4 if you're big enough, but not too many bosses are big enough. But they will get hit by minimum 2. These 2, right? But then another 4 have already procced. These 4. Another set. Another set. It keeps going in a line. So like if the boss is big enough, it will eat. And keep in mind, he's still casting. The others are still casting. So like they're all casting while this is also going on. So like it's so much damage going on at the exact same time, to the point where this POB here that has 45 mil DPS, the reality is while that's chain explosion is happening, I don't know if it's, let me see how much damage is it doing in comparison. This and this, it does more damage than this, and it has more overlap. So basically it's like if 2 of these were hitting, but like they hit 6 times. Or I think like, I feel like it's 6, but I could be wrong on the number. So like this 27, no, what's the average hit? 1.6 mil, right? 1.6 mil. So the other one, it should be, let's just say 2 to 3 mil, probably around 2 to 2.5 mil. So that would overlap twice. So that's already like 5 mil if it's 2.5. 2 overlaps, 4 if it's a big boss, but let's just say 2 overlaps. And then over the course of the next 2 seconds, it will hit him like 6 times, which would be like 3 times a second. So let's just say 5 mil per try. That is 30 mil in 2 seconds. So that's 15 mil per second, give or take. On the smaller bosses, and 60 mil per second. No, and 30 mil per second on the bigger bosses on this POB. Of course, this is all just, it's not actually that way because I can't calculate the damage, because this AoE blast is something else. And again, it has a cooldown, but that is why I'm saying maybe if we reduce the cooldown, could be kind of cracked. Because the reality is we can actually get these cooldowns as low as like 2 to 3 seconds for each of them. Like instead of 7, it'd be like 3 seconds. Instead of 6, it'd be like 2 seconds. With how much we can stack CDR using this jewel. This cluster jewel has disciples. Disciples gives them 25% increased cooldown recovery rate. If you can get 6 of these if you so choose on this, it would be very point intensive, but you can. And if you had to go for 6 of them, then you have 50%, 100%, 150%, which if you had to do the math, it would be 7 divided by 1 plus 50, 100, 150. So 1.5 increased. So that's 2.8. Yes, it's about 2.8 seconds. So you could in theory get the 7-second cooldown to 2.8 seconds. I should close one calculator. And then this one would be like 2 seconds. But that's a lot of investment into its cooldown recovery rate. But here's the thing also. Absolution's quality is cooldown recovery rate. So then you just have to go like Ashes of the Stars for even more cooldown recovery rate, because like 20% quality is 40% cooldown recovery rate. So Ashes should be giving you about 60% cooldown recovery rates on top of the 40% base that I didn't calculate just now. So with Ashes, that's 100%. We enhance, that is, whoa, Route of Agony. Enhance 4 is 40%. So that is another 80%. So that's 180% cooldown recovery rate. So that's 180% cooldown recovery rate, right? Because that would be 30 quality from Ashes, 20 base, 40 quality from Enhance. You have 90 quality, and the quality is going 20 for 40, so it's double. Yeah, so times 2, 180. So 180 plus, let's be conservative and let's just say you don't go for 3 clusters, but you go for 2, which is 100% increased. So that'd be 280. So that is plus 100, 280. So then that is 7 divided by 3.8, which is less than 2-second cooldown. So we could get it to where he's spamming this ability every 2 seconds, and then this one would be every, I want to say, second. So he'd basically be mostly using those 2 abilities. He'd do Cascade, he'd do the big circle, then he does the line, then he repeats that order more or less until you give him like insane cast speed to the where he could maybe do 2 cascades before the big AoE and, you know, the line. Then I might try both versions and see which, if I like if I like the quality scaling, and if I think the ability feels like it does enough damage to make it worth it. Because by going Ashes, you lose 3 levels on your minion gem, and by going Enhance, you're losing something else. You know, you're losing probably Control Destruction, which is losing on Nerve. You can't lose this. Maybe you'd instead take away an extra level, and also the increased minion damage. There's so many things you would lose by stacking on that quality, so it's not guaranteed that it's worth it, especially going that hard into it. It might be a case of, and in my case, you would also be losing these Dread March clusters, which the reason we're going for Dread March is so that we can have an extra aura with Stone Golem and Guardian's Blessing. So you would also be losing that. So it would have to be really worth it to decide to go quality stacking or cooldown recovery stacking on that, in that case. But yeah, I don't think we can use Minion AoE Jam, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. So I think this is how we play. I want to say maybe minus this, because like this build already has 3k life. It doesn't even have gear yet. It's just this. I'm sorry, yeah, 3k life. The league starting version that doesn't really have all those cluster jewels and all those expensive jewels and all of that. The bare minimum, basically. Level 920 is fine, I think. I'll leave it as this. Helmets. We'd be looking for life. we'd go +1 level, and then you just get res on that. For the chest piece, this is before Doriani. We just want the rare chests. Body armor. Maybe Crusader plate or Astral plate. We'd go live. Again, decent live if we can. We just go live. That's all we can really hope for. Gloves. We don't need unique gloves, right? There is no cheap unique this is using that I would want to use. Yeah, it's all res. So rare gloves, armor. Actually, no. I said Crusader plates. That is wrong. It should be armor ES. Conquest chainmail maybe. With life. The reason it would be armor ES is because it needs to be easy to link. 1 red, 5 blues. If possible. You shouldn't have to spend divines getting your 6 link. That would be why you'd want this. Then gloves. Gloves can be armor. We'd want to craft minions deal increased damage. And we'd be looking for a lot of life if we can. And then just res. For boots, again, pure armor is fine. Go for a cheaper base. Go for maybe just midlife, just so we can have better move speed. And then res as you can manage. Rings. We'll just go amethyst ring. With life. And then res. Then another amethyst ring with life. Of course, max the implicits. There. I don't think this budget is anything crazy. All the gears just has life +1. This I think is actually very low budget. Perco store, no anoint. Being very self-sufficient. You have endurance charges. You need dexterity on gear though, that's the only thing, but you can craft dexterity or just roll it on a ring. Armor wise, I think we have decent armor, but we don't even have tap resist with open suffixes. Attributes. And if we wanted to see when you do cap your resists, this is what it looks like in terms of max hits, which is honestly not bad for, again, for low budget. 77, 76. I'm almost forgetting something. Ascendancy mod. Everlasting sacrifice, which gives us 80% max res because we'd have max uptime because we'd be spending life instead of that. We have decent regen to counter the fact that we're going to be spending life instead of mana. The chest piece is also doubling as our only source of ES, it looks like. So we need this chest piece. 100%. What else comes from the Ascendancy that would help us? Is there any other stats? Shepherd of Souls, like, this is just assuming you have 100% valor time, so that involves the reduced prevention duration that we don't need to include here. Plus 3 levels, we are not manually taking that into account, so let's do that. 3 levels, 3 levels. All right, what else? There are other vault skills we're going to be using this early on, so skills costs life instead of mana. There. If I were to spam it, it looks like this, but I don't plan on spamming it. And then eventually we get our Doriani's prototype and we can start speccing into the high budgets. 2 mil DPS on the low budgets. Maybe I want to create a mid budget, but I feel like something I would want to do early on is
Probably up for a bit.
you're going
For
to
the night if it's 9:20, but yeah.
or you're out for the night?
Yeah.
All right.
Good night, goats.
Good night. I think I'm happy with this POB. So ways you would then get damage before going into the high budgets, because like going to Doriani means fixing lightning conversion, which means Watcher's Eyes, Dawnbreaker, Divine Flesh, the works. So the ways you would go about increasing your damage on this setup would then be improving the wand, get +2 wand. Getting cluster jewels, probably dropping this area as we intend to drop this later on. Just drop it early. Drop it early. Get the clusters that give you minion regen. Then shift the stone golem to its rightful place with Guardian's Blessing. Degenning for your speed. What else would you do? I don't think I use an AG? No, right? Did I eventually switch on AG? Oh, I did. I don't have the AG stats in here. The AG is supposed to be an explode AG that just helps with clear. So it has explode sword. Oh no, I do have it set up. it's giving frenzy charges because it does frenzy charge on hits. I'm thinking I use the power charge variant, which is regular Victorious Charity, but like the power charges are not helping my damage. But the reason I might want to do that is between replica Victorious Charity and regular Victorious Charity, my regular Victorious Charity can give me frenzy charges on a boss fight, whereas replica is going to be giving me endurance charges on hits, which means no frenzy charges on a boss fight. That's a big difference. More single target. Minion defenses seem sad for these new SNSs, except maybe spider aspect. Minion defenses so far is non-existent. Basically, none of the ascendancies care about it. The way I see it is there are two ways you can approach the ascendancies. You either go for an ascendancy that just solves your own defenses, so you can scale heavily into minion defenses and offenses, and just minion stats overall. Or if possible, there might be, maybe there's one that's coming that would be a minion defense ascendancy. Then you just allow that to handle your minion defenses, and then you full send minion offense and your defenses on your tree. But the more likely situations are just going to be an ascendancy really pushes your minion damage, so that you can then spend your skill points getting minion defense on the tree. And to be fair, minion defenses overall are just sad because they have no interest in defense. They don't have, I mean, they have suppress from quickening covenant, but like you can't cap it. They have block, I guess, from decay word, but like that's about it. They don't have recoup. They don't have insane levels of, like, their life is their life. If a minion has poor life, it's very hard to keep it alive without speccing all your points into minion defenses, and at that point your minion offenses or your defenses will suffer. Like, there's just no winning, basically. If I could fit this one node, I'd be in the thousands. Really wish I could, but I can't. I mean, I'm already 99 points. I would rather just not. Like, these points are the optional ones. Another option you have is to do something like Herald of Agony, where you just don't care about your minion defenses. So that way you don't care that your ascendancy doesn't give you minion defenses. It's just, hey, all you care about is minion offenses because the minion can die. You know, if you're going Arakali's Fang, you don't care about minion defenses. They don't need it. But if you've blocked recently, what does that change? Why is my armor going up because I've blocked recently? Is that you? Oh, it is. I didn't even know that. Okay. Yes. I have used one. Let's say the enemy is shocked with like a 10% shock. I always leave my shocks at like 10%, 15%, because like at the end of the day, I'd rather lowball my shocks than highball it. Because I kind of just want to have a good idea of what my offenses actually look like. The reality is it would probably shock a lot more than I'm giving it credit for, especially with Doriani setting the enemy's res to like minus 200 or whatever else. Let's cross check this to make sure it is in fact are these in fact the best damage supports? Control destruction over added lightning. Yeah, okay. The control destruction. Lightning pen, are you fine? I think you should be. Yeah. Face the lightning should be fine. Yeah, face the lightning is practically best in slot there. And then spell local, of course, is spell echo. Feeding frenzy is enabled. Can't think of anything else. So I think with that, this POB is complete. I was debating if I want to go YOLO offense with Arakali and Ancient Skull stuff. You might want to. There are big advantages for it. But just keep in mind, if you do decide to do that, you can't have specters. You'll be sacrificing your specters for the helmet. Or at least you can't have specters that can't be respawned. Because you don't want to buy a corpse every single time they die because you can't convocate them or tell them not to stand in the shit. And you're not scaling enough defenses on the tree to make it worthwhile, since Arakali doesn't care about defenses. So it's a case of you can go golems, kind of, if you don't mind resummoning them, but I wouldn't go specters at that point. It's not worth it. Okay, we're getting tired now, so might as well end it here. I really like where we got the POB too, I think. This seems very decent damage for absolutely trash gear that only has life. And I mean, 5k life is nothing to sneeze at as well. That just means like we have so much room to like drop life on gear if we really get like bad RNG and we don't get life and stuff like that, because we have that much life coming from the tree. So I'm very happy with where it is. We still have capped block and all the other reses. Phase max hit is whatever, but like how much phase max hit can you really expect coming from as low budget as this is supposed to be? So we can't complain too much. Can't complain too much. Yeah. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate y'all. I will be back tomorrow, same time. Till then, good night.